Hey guys, how's it going? So welcome back to another Will There Be the show where I ask the question, will there ever be a movie based off a TV show or a sequel or a reboot? So now I'm going to ask the question, will there ever be a Chronicles of Narnia 4? Now if you don't know what Chronicles of Narnia is, it's a book series written by famous author C.S. Lewis, who is also a good friend of J.R.R. Tolkien, who is the creator of the Lord of the Rings trilogy. So far, we haven't heard any news about a potential fourth Narnia movie. If you were alive back in 2005, then you probably know that the Chronicles of Narnia, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe was a smash hit, and was it was a start to what could become one of the best sagas of all time, right alongside Lord of the Rings, Star Wars, and Harry Potter. A few years later, the second film arrived, Prince Caspian, and it wasn't as successful as the first movie. It made $400 million, which was like 600 less than what the first film made. So Disney sold the rights to Fox to produce The Voyage of the Dawn Treader, which was the third and final installment in the Narnia trilogy. If you want to know my thoughts on the three movies, I love the first Narnia movie. I thought it was a very creative, very imaginative fantasy drama and adventure. The second film I haven't seen. Only the first few minutes. Every time I start, I get bored and I just leave. The third film I've definitely seen, and it is by far the worst out of the trilogy. I totally agree with John Campea. It was quite terrible. It's the black sheep of the trilogy. It was very boring and very confusing. So, my question is, will there be a Narnia 4? A follow-up to The Voyage of the Dawn Treader? Well, I actually have some good news and bad news. So let's start off with the good news. The good news is that Netflix has purchased the Narnia franchise and are moving forward with possibly another adaptation of a Narnia book. Possibly either The Silver Chair or The Horse and His Boy, possibly any other book in the Narnia series that isn't the first, second, or third film. So we are getting more Narnia. So that's actually some really good news, because I was afraid that we would never get another Narnia movie. The bad news is that these films are no longer going to be theatrically released. Ever since the Chronicles of Narnia, The Voyage of the Dawn Treader, the franchise has kind of drifted from people's eye. People don't really know what exactly happened to the Narnia franchise, if Narnia is even still alive at this point, or if Narnia is just a thing of the past. Because the first film was really the only good film in the franchise. It wasn't... It was, personally, I think they should have just stopped after the first film, because after that it took a downward spiral where the films just lost a lot of their adventurous touch. They weren't exciting anymore. They didn't get people into the theaters. They kind of lost their quality as they went along. Now you could argue this is because The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe was the only popular Narnia book, and people were really excited to see that book being adapted into the big screen. There's some argument there, because Prince Caspian, a lot of people have never even read Prince Caspian. Voyage of the Dawn Treader, I don't even know. But one thing really that kind of confused me about this series, they skipped the third book, so they make Prince Caspian the sequel. The second book is actually the first movie. So if you want my idea what they should do with the Chronicles of Narnia series, they should do a prequel about Diggory, the professor from the first Narnia movie, and kind of do a story, kind of an origin story, on how Narnia came to be. Like how Diggory built the wardrobe and that would lead the four kids, Peter, Susan, Edmund, and Lucy, into the land of Narnia. So that would kind of give some backstory to Narnia and how they eventually came into Narnia. Maybe kind of do like You know, like the Hobbit movies or the Star Wars prequel trilogy or Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. That kind of prequel. I personally think that's the best way that they could go with this franchise, because the Chronicles of Narnia is really a very fascinating and very, very cool franchise, and I would definitely love to see some more Narnia films in the future. So, the question is, will there be a Chronicles of Narnia 4? Yes, there will be. Thanks to Netflix, the franchise is back on track, and I am excited to see what they will do with Narnia. Peace out. Hope you enjoyed this video.